Okay, this is test version 1 for add-on thing, and I'm gonna...
For add-on thing. So, I'm gonna delete the label. Now started recording. Yep, you can see the little hide button. I'm gonna hide it. Okay, ready? As soon as I delete the start button, I'm going to start. 3, 2, 1, kablooey. Right, so let's do this. Okay, so the first thing you want to know when it comes to serpent is the label node. All hail the label node. Not really. So the way I'm going to do this is in 2 parts. One part being the nodes, and then the second part being how I use the nodes. So this is the first part. Do note that. Yeah. So this is the label node. Now, it's not much on itself. It has an input, which you can just scribble something in, and then that's it. It also has an interface plug, so all these plugs mean something. I might explain as I go through, but this one means it can, basically, you just hook the colors up. So, this text one though, can read like anything into it. So, the label is all good and fun, but there's nothing with it. It's just a button that you put stuff in. Hide all of it if you want to, if you hate it. The thing that goes well with the label is the panel. So this is the panel node. Now, what the panel node does, if I get my in panel, like so, we can specify where it is. So there's an eyedropper for panels and stuff. And you'll see all these red buttons, these red little buttons. Wherever you click here, I'm not going to click there, but it will place it there. So, say we want it here, right? Now we just compile it, and don't worry about that. Right, okay. Hold on. Bop, bop, bop. Beep, bop, bop. You get the eyedropper, and you put it in, say, scene only. And now, if we rename it to something, like, this works, totally works, you'll notice, if you can see my mouse, I'm not sure if you can, it's in the properties, there we go, it's in here, but you'll notice, I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening, which is a pain, because if we click on these ones, oh, there's something there, oh, there's lots there, right, so it's not very good on itself, but when we put our, our label node with something in it, you'll see here I have one in the node editor, which is this thing, right? And there's a whole bunch of stuff. So if we connect this to here, you ready? It should bip up. It puts the stuff here. So that's why the label node's useful. It allows you to like have an input that is like some words for testing. The print node kinda does the same, but we're not there yet, so whatever. Going slow. There's also default closed, all of this stuff. This is like I think it's a true or false to see if it's valid or not. Yeah, because it's red. Red inputs are like true or false. So if we do that, nothing happens. Yo, that's awesome. You can also do like shortcut only. Get to that, we'll get to that. I mainly just use it to, it's like the main thing. So there's panels and I think menus. I always use panels because you can specify the category, so category and testing, and then the name, and then you just drag and drop. You just drag and drop everything, and it will automatically make more. So if we put this, and then this 1, and then this 2, just to confuse everyone, it will make more. What does header do? Let's see. Let's see what header does. Right now. It puts it in the header, it seems. Yeah! Awesome. But I like having it like this. And you can plus and minus on these if you want to make them manually. Pretty useful. Anyway, so there's also subpanels. These, I wonder if I can do this. Hold on. They're basically these things here that you see. So like if you go into Well, there are sub-panels. You just have to take my word for it. I know there's somewhere. I just can't find it. Trust me, I'm not crazy. They're there. See these things. They're these things. That's a sub-panel right there, and it's pretty cool, pretty nice. Anyway, where was I? So, yeah, it's the same kind of thing, apart from you can only put it in panels. So if we do this, like test sub pan, right? Test sub pan, put it in like in here. It should give us test sub pans right here. So that's a kind of useful thing if you want to like not have too many panels. It also makes it a lot nicer. There's different ways you can do it. It's pretty cool. With this information, I arranged everything in subpanels. So these are columns, and if we look at our column reference, there's nothing in there because it's not connected. Note, if you don't have anything connected, like something that has an input, like a button, label, or anything, it won't show up. Well, it will show up, but there won't be anything in it. So they're kind of like these things here, like box, column, and row. There might be more, I don't know. These are the ones I use. They're for like if you want to organize something. So I'll just show you. So see, it's in a column, and if we unalign it, see how it changes? Just keep doing it until you get the point. It's better seen in a box, but you see, I didn't use it in a box. What do these do? Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is just it's the spacing in between. But we'll just keep that at 1 and align it. I don't know what that does. What does it do? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, it makes it red. That's cool. I'm learning this as well. Enabled. Oh, yo, that's cool. So enabled makes it so it's grayed out. So like if this was a button, you can't press it. It's you probably tie it to a boom modifier. And alert just makes it red. Nice. We'll keep it. Nah. It does that. So that's a column, right? Now this is a box. Boxes are cool. Also, I should point out now, you can actually like mix and match, but a bit more on that later. So this is a box reference. See how it's in a box? It's pretty cool how it's in a box. This I'll show you now. You can actually put more boxes into boxes, and then you get cool boxes and box on that box action, and you can just keep going. Look at all those boxes. It's a work of art. It's beautiful. Let's just only have one box. Again, you have alert and enabled, but there's no row, and you have scale. We'll get this right. And the scale wire is the same thing. So if we just see. No, I'm using Shift R to compile, but you can do it also if you just go. So those are boxes. Now, so we have columns, we have boxes. Now you may be wondering, what's a row? Well, I'll show you. Row reference. No, these don't have anything in them. So for row reference, see, we have this and this, and I'm pretty sure this should work now. No? Huh. Anyway, it just takes two things and puts them together, and you can align them. I don't know why it's taking. Again, make it red. Pretty cool. Also, they're default closed because of this here. This button will make them default closed, and I'm pretty sure if you do this, it will hide the header. So you just have that. But I want my headers. Right. So we have these things. These are just organization kind of things. Like, yeah, different ways of doing things. Now that we have this, it's pretty useful. Also, you can close that. You can have multiple things. I don't know why you would, but you can. These things, right? This is, it's like, they're single numbers, like inputs, so they don't have a interface thing. So I'm going to use labels and put them in text for them. And I'm pretty sure one of them's missing one. Heck. Yeah, this one. So these are just like things you can click, you can click them. Here I'm using a subpanel. Again, it's before recording this, I went through and I connected them all to this panel here. You do it just with the eyedropper, and then it's just select panel, and then it just does it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. So we have column, box, pretty cool. These things here, these are icon things. So you go through, you get that developer thing, and you can just play around with that. There's also custom icons where I'm thinking you can just, in the Sharpens tab, there's custom icons, so I'm guessing you just bring them in via here, and then you just, yep, that's it. And then you do the thing. So this is, so as you can see, we have our string, we have that. I don't know why it's showing up. It's almost like it's not connected. So yeah, boolean, true. I'm looking up here while I'm doing this. True, false. It's dependent on like, so I'm pretty, yeah. So integer, it's like integer. The string, this is backward. I ain't fast spelling. Backward, and then you have your float. As you can see, there's quite a lot of decimal points, and you can get rid of them later on, but I'm not sure how to do it in a single float node. If we type 1, infinite, wow. Sorry, I'm having too much fun. Anyway, so you select your icon, and then you just drag it in. So for our icon test, we now have purple gradient, pretty cool. And you can see here what I was talking about with the boxes into columns. It works well. These are all these things. They're single inputs, pretty useful. So now we have the buttons. These are pretty much essential. So, button. We have these two buttons. We're gonna use the, I don't know, what? No. So, the way these work is it's a button. And they work well in conjunction with operators. In fact, I think that's the only thing they work in conjunction with. So you have Serpens operators like you do here, but there's a not so hidden thing where I'm pretty sure if you go this and then you get a little info node, this might not work. You can switch it to Blender operators. Yeah, here we go. And now we have an add cube. So you just take the code and then you click the paste. Bada boom, bada bing. We now have a button that adds a cube. I'm pretty sure that's for testing. Yeah. We have a cube. Pretty cool. And we have the F9 menu. So I'm pretty sure, all of these things here are for the F9 menu. The F9 menu is just, it's hard to explain. Anyway, that's that thing. And you can also hook it up to, so that's a good use for those things. You can just, if you want to be lazy, you can literally just paste in operators like the add cube. It works with modifiers as well. Like it just puts the modifier on. Pretty cool stuff. I often use the Serpens one, as you'll see when I see it. So here we have the print node. No, also you can plug these into here. So if we wanted this box to be red, is this true or false? Input reference? Yeah, there we go. So since it's false, but if we turn it to true, the same thing will happen. Instead of having to use that. I used A to do that, by the way. A. So, yeah, we've been working with these kind of inputs. This one, which is for interface. You can kind of see it. It tells you, and then the green one. But this is I don't know. It invokes a thing. It invokes a list of things, right? So if you plug the invokes into the invoke, this is a print node. We have a print node, and in conjunction with Offspring, note you can have as many of these as you want. Yeah, it'd be crazy. And off of here works exactly the same as if it was next to the operator, but it's a more visual thing as it won't do what's over here until it's done this bit, which is pretty dang nice. So anyway, noise, it will print this in here, or the console, but I don't have the console open right now. Yeah. So if we point, it will say nice. It says it there, and it also says it in the console, as you can see. So that's a pretty cool note. What is this button? We're gonna figure it out. Report. Ah, this makes it a warning. Huh. Interesting. So stay away from that. And just nothing's. Oh, I'm dumb. Report info warning. Go. Yeah. Okay. So that just puts warning in front of it. I'm looking at the thing, this thing. See, warning, and I'm assuming it's the same for the others. Doing this together. Yeah. It just puts that in front of it, which is nice if you want to make like an error if an if statement doesn't work. Anyway, enough with prints. That's okay. Now we have invoke run script. So this does exactly what it says. It runs a script, and you can select the script in this. These don't worry about them. All you need to do is just click the script, and that's it. So what this does is it runs a script by operator, and if we go into here, see it says epic. Epic printer that prints epic. Oh, it's not an epic printer, it just prints epic. Okay. Right. Let's do this. Let's do these things. These things are cool, but they're a bit of a pain. If I'm being honest. So, maybe wondering, where's the variables? This is cool that you have all this, but I'm a Pacific client who wants to print nothing. Well, before we can get into that, we must do this thing. This is kind of, so this label thing here is for blend data. I only use active thing, but there's a lot more that you can probably fiddle around with. So yeah, there's a thing. This should print like the current frame, just as an example. Yep, it's printing the current frame. See, it prints the current frame. What you can do with that, it's up to you. I don't really know. And as you saw, we have custom things. So here we have strings. We have all of these. Okay, we have all of these. They all work kind of the same with these things, as in button. You can make a float. Just put a string and make it, name it something, and the boolean value. Pretty cool stuff. So that's a variable. It's just a simple thing that stores whatever this is. Like if you were to assign a to 1, a is going to equal 1 until you change to something else. And these are properties. So with properties, we can do a bit of stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff. So for strings, if you want to make a DII path, you can. It will work as one as well, as you'll see soon. There's also these ones. So once again, you have the same things as these here. Well, kind of. You actually might have more up here. I'm gonna focus on these ones. So let's do a string. And the cool thing about this is there's getters and there's setters. So that obviously gets the variable. So if we were to print this, it would print whatever this is equal to. So this is equal to this. Do this. And then it's obviously, that's getting annoying, but I'll show a way of fixing it later. Custom inputs, button. So it's going to print whatever test was equal to. So test is equal to that, it prints that. It's the same as a string, literally. But there's also setters. So this is, you set things, you set things. It sets that to another thing. So, no, this is like a chain. So, indeed, we were to set this to nice, this variable will now be equal to nice. Now, see this red button here? This is what the scene context is for. So we take active scene, plonk it on in. We may need the particle settings, but I don't see any. And bloop, it's gone. So now it should work wonderfully. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? That's meant to work. It doesn't work. Scene.
The prophecy is true.
Okay, I figured it out. It was to do with that particle setting, and I'm at least 80% sure now. Since it's scene and it's going from scene, we have the right blend data, thus it will print it. But why isn't it updating it? That is such a pain. Well, anyway, there's two different things you can change it by or set it to. I don't know why set's not working. It ain't important. It just isn't. Anyway, back to properties. So those are variables. They're basically the same. I don't know why the set thing's not working. It will later. So we have integers. Integers, you can do things, properties. You can get the property, and these two things are great. So this is on updated property, meaning obviously on update, it's gonna do whatever this is, and it's gonna do whatever this is, right? And here we have an interface, and as you can see, it goes into the interface, meaning we can set it after we set the blend data. Boopity bop. In our panel. Oh boy. And it does update since we have it in the print function, since it's on update. That's pretty cool. We don't have to do it ourselves. We can just zoom. Right. This is a if-else program that I made. Simply. So, you know what? Let's keep this chain. So it means it compares two values. So this is also it's an if-else program, and it's also a compare. And this compare has the Boolean setting, meaning we can wrap that into there. And then if it's true, if that is equal to that, then we can print yay. And plonk it on in. Pretty cool stuff. And how do we get this to compare it? Well, we simply go over to here, we get the property, and boop. It is there. Note, you also need scene data for this. Don't ask me why, but it works. So, this will print yay if test is equal to 0. I wish I put that in there. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. We can do that. Technical difficulties will fight us. So anyway, it means if that is equal to 0, it will print yay. See how it printed yay? That's pretty cool. But that's only if this equals to 0. And there's a bunch of other functions like greater than or, so I'm pretty sure that's more than, yeah, bigger than. If that is bigger than 0, it will print yay. Why is it not printing yay? What? It's because we haven't compiled it. No, you have to compile things. Yeah, see? So if it's negative, it's yay. Now enough with that. More things, more. So these are other interface function. It works the same. Oh, yes, there are run functions. So all that does is it literally runs whatever it's set to. In this case, an interface function. Right? Still with me? Pretty easy. It also works for operators. So what we could have actually been doing this whole time is we could have just had a run operator. And then we just tie the operator to test operator. And then we go here and delete the print and run. After we do this, button might not work for all keys. Son of a beach. Anyway, you know what? It works. Okay, I don't know why it's not working now, but it works. You have to take my word for it. It just runs that. Okay, it's like a subpanel for functions. And here we have events. These are events. I don't know what else to. they're events. Can we go down here? Look at these events. There's like all of these. So on exit, on load, on save, after, and before frame change. And frame change, what we can do is we can actually get the scene content of the thing, and then we can print that thing. OP to do that, to get it out of the frame. On frame change, print, and then print the current frame. Oh boy, you ready? This is going to be absolutely insane. Better not miss it. After we compile it. Da 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 da. Pretty cool. It will just keep running through. It's really quite cool, quite neat. It's like on events, you know. Yeah, before and after. It's cool. So basically, this is a key press one. So when we press 5, we want it to run a pie menu. So this is the pie menu, and we can search for the pie menu. Pretty dandy and handy, right? So now connect this. Pie menu. It was 5, right? Control Shift. Okay. Append. So that's an add menu. It's the same as a panel. You have things. Some things can do it. This is actually a pretty cool way to do things, you know? And then this is the same as a subpanel. And then we do this, and we do this, and we have a basic pie menu. I don't know why it's so small. Just ignore that. It works. That's what matters, you know? Pretty cool stuff. So those are all the notes I have used, okay? This is part 2 of the thing where I'm explaining the things. So I've gone through the notes. You can go back, or if you're watching this in one sitting, I am so sorry, but and my mouse is swirling around and clicking a panel right now. Look, you see, it's clicking a panel. Okay. I'm still recording, and I've added blend data, get data, let's go! Okay, anyway, this is part 2. So, this is where I explain these complicated node things. If you need help with these notes, just rewind in the video. It ain't that difficult. It is gonna be an hour. So this is a thing. It does a thing. What does it do, you ask? It adds this, and we can do the cool things. It's a sit and run thing. So as you can see, we have some proceduralness happening, and we have some of this, and some of this. This doesn't work though, because it's just sitting and it's the main counter, and oh my god, the computer will crash. Luckily I capped it, which you can do, which I forgot to mention, in the properties. Right here, see? You can set default values and all that good stuff. Even give it a description, pretty easy. So you may be wondering, how do we get to this amazing contraption where you can just sit and run and get this thing? You know, how do we do it? Well, let me tell you. This script will come later. So we have these nodes, right? So what we're doing here, we have a panel. This panel is called Cool Things. We'd set to 3D. You gonna set it to in here though. I'm gonna set it to here. I'm putting it here so we can find out where things are better. These are the settings. So this here is all of this. We have the set and run commands, which is linked to operators. What operators are these to? Let's see. Operator 1 and operator 2. Operator 1, it just sets. This is just a simple set thing, right? Its only purpose in life is to set these variables to, set these properties to these variables, which you can see we do here, operator. And if you follow the thing, it goes and sets the variable to get y count. Where's y count defined, you ask? It's defined in the settings in this column, y count, which is up here, pretty cool, pretty epic. We have these scenes, these things, these boys, pretty interesting. This operator here is run, right? So it runs the thing, and this one here it sets. And when we press set, it prints out what they are down here to make sure everything's good. Everything's good, and it should also do it in here because the prints function also does it here. It's really cool for debugging and stuff. Really useful. Anyway, so back to settings. This is just a panel. It's just a column. We can like align, de-align, but I like it aligned. It's epic. We can make it huge. Look at that. Look how bad it is. Amazing. I mean, you might want a button like that. I don't. Okay, so this is our update. So we have this, right? This is a set. So this is going to have two set variables, set and a thing. So the set one allows you to do y-axis and x-axis, and the other one allows you to do just an array. No, you can combine the two, which is fun. Anyway, I have like 4 more add-ons to go. Jeez, man. So that's the set. This up here, this is the update. So as you can see, main count, this is this thing. Slide it. Whoa, what does that do? I don't know. I think it's meant to say depress. If I'm being honest. Actually, no. It is a slider. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. I never knew that could happen. TBH, to be honest. So here we have main count is getting updated. It's setting this variable. It's running the script, and then it's setting this variable. What is this variable you want? Well, you see, I will show you in the script. So the way you use these variables in Serpilons, I didn't explain it. Haha, you better watch both. You press this button here, and well, you can do it with this property. It's a heck of a lot more confusing. It's not, but this one makes more sense, and it's the only one I could get to work up till this point. You might be able to get more to work. Anyway, so this is update, and we have the set. So this is a set, and this is that. We'll go over the set. This is a set. So here we have the diff. No, we don't have to import BPY because we just don't. It's like a thing called easy BPY. So here we have the diff. It intakes X and it intakes Y, and then it's from I in X. Do this duplication this many times. This just does it on the X by 2.1, as you can see here, because X, Y, Z, and then over here for Y, it's the same thing. No, we select everything. So it's actually creating a line with X, and then it's just bringing it over. That's it. And yes, it will select everything in the scene. So, yeah, that's interesting. It allows for a bug, but I haven't debugged that, or I probably could, but haha. It works for what it needs to be, okay? A simple set array, and then with this definition, we're inputting this array, which is specified over here, and over here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. But yeah, as I said, there is a bug where it will do everything in the scene. So if we have two cubes, note it goes up at the selected cube, I'm pretty sure. And we do the blah 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 set and run. Yeah, it will crash. That's what it will do. It will just straight up crash. So anyway, the update one, maybe it doesn't crash. What's happening in the... Is it making more... Yeah, as you can see, 7,000 and far too much. And it will lag a bit when we do that. So that's the update one. It basically makes two things. A line, and then it just duplicates that line across. And if you have more than two objects, it will do nothing. Pretty epic, pretty epic. It's just 2 4 ranges. Now for this update function, things get a wee bit spicy. Just a little bit. So I did this as like a failsafe. It just goes through this array, and it pluses 1 to this. Note this thing's default is 0, and it will equal almond, right? Delete all objects, as you can see here. So this is going to, note, I do know how to do this by collection, I just haven't updated it. It's going to select, and then it's going to delete all, and then it's going to do this. Right? Pretty simple. I don't know why I actually have this. There's a reason. Wait, no, I'm sure Orange is somewhere. Forget it. It just deletes all objects, and it does it by this. Oh, right, okay. This is the count. So, I think I explained it, but it's basically what happens is, it's like the frame count. So you know how we printed the frame count? If you update a variable, change it by 1, it will only change by 1. So you may go from 1 to 2 frames, and then back to 2, and the frame count, your procedure one that you're setting by 1 each time, it will be at 4. So this is to take this away. So we do this, which goes through the thing, updates that, and then we reset this variable to 0. It's just like a failsafe, because otherwise it does not work. Right, and then over here we have just we have this definition for count. Where's count? It's count. It's just an input. We also have a gap variable. More on that later. For x-axis, note this was the first array. Range, right in range, and then y-axis in range. This just makes instead of making the line and duplicating it, I think it does the same thing. And then it multiplies it by gap, making a gap. And in conclusion though, it makes this very, very nice. I don't actually think you need a cube, because it's making a cube here. So you can just it makes a really nice array and it's somewhat, it's nice, because it automatically does, you don't need to set and run. That's what I'm getting at. Although the set and run appears to be broken. So that's that, right? That's that. Is you do the things, and you get this, and then these two things, this is the set and run, and then this is the settings, and boom, bitty boom. This is like this because it's a sub panel. Okay, on to the next one. Me, you better cut now. Right, okay, this is a pie. It may not look like it, but it's a pie menu. So, how this works is, listen, all of these things here, they're just buttons. They have different modifiers specified there. We have a box. We have one of these function things. I was just trying to try out new things, honestly. We have the add to menu, this. We have a row, the row goes here. We have the two boxes containing these things, and this thing here contains smooth, right? We have these, and remember we have on key press, meaning we can. I'm gonna change this to any space so we can just see it in all its glory. Oh guess it doesn't work. Back to 3D view. It does this. It means it makes this, which is pretty cool. It's really cool. Also, these are like this because you need an object. An object before you can apply it. So a wireframe. And you can actually do any of these. Like we can explode it. Why doesn't that explode? I don't know. I really don't know. Build. I know there's a build. You better cut me. Okay, cool. Here we go. See? And now it builds. Look at it. It's really slow, but it builds. So these things, they just do the things. Okay, it's just a bunch of buttons put together to make it look nice through the use of boxes and columns and pie menus. Right, and also this node here, it opens the tab, and it opens lo-fi. It's pretty lit, pretty good. 10 out of 10 recommend, though some of them don't work. So, you may have noticed, with all of these, there's also this custom array that I made. Custom array, see? Which does what it says, which is cool. It's a set array, I do so believe. But it works with everything. So you want to array a monkey? Go for it. Now we have an army of monkeys. And yes, there is a gap command. There is a gap. But again, it's the type of set array, so it's not an update like that really fun thing that was before. It's a set. But that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Right, here, this is a cool thing. Pay attention. This is the custom array. Yes, all of this is like all of those modifiers, and then this is just the custom array. So it looks intimidating, and it is. But all it is it's a box and a column, and then this column is just housing these things, which is another row housing a button and a checkbox gap. We have an operator here. This operator, it simply runs a script, and it's based off of yeah, here we go. Woo! I got confused. This is the same set thing, okay? So it means when we update that will automatically do it. Thus, we don't need to bother setting for every single individual thing. It's pretty nice. So, this is confusing. This here, I'll go down the list. This here, also these are depress things. It means the button is on or not. This here, also this is I'm just gonna go down the list. This here, does this operator. This operator runs the script. And then, after it runs this operator, which is a delete function I made. Alright, it's a delete function. And what this delete function is, it means this is equal to 1. Then do this, right? And this is run script deletion. And this equals 0. Now, where do we plus 1, plus it by 1. Over here. Right here. And it is a yes or no, meaning I'm pretty proud of this. Also, it's for collection things, I believe this is. Meaning you can have other things in the collection and it won't absolutely just destroy everything. But say we make like a custom array, but we really dislike it. We absolutely just like the ears. Well, you may have seen that tiny button that pops up, just like that one. See, delete, and it will delete it all. Wonderful. So that does that. Okay, and then for our gap, we have a checkbox. You may have seen it. It's a Boolean property that does this, and it does this, and then it does this. So this is basically saying, if this equals true, right, then do nothing. But if it equals false, set this to 0. And if it doesn't, right, if it doesn't equal false, then when you update this, it will do this. Now, you may have seen a glitch, bug thing. That is, you can update this even if this is false. But, you see, for immersion, just don't update it when it's false. It's fine. It's fine, it works. Okay, before it was, you have to constantly click the clicky button, the tick box to update, and now it's better. Okay, it's a lot better. Right? Okay, and that's all of this. We just have these buttons corresponding to properties, and then like we have update properties for those that set it to the variable, and then for the variable, so this is the deletion script. This is the little script. It does the for obj and object set select for true, and then delete all of it. I haven't tested this. We're doing it together. Very much fun. So collection 2, make a monkey in here. Now if this monkey gets deleted, well, everything's hacked. Basically. L, custom array, delete. Yeah, it doesn't delete the monkey because we've selected the things and then we're deleting the things. It's a cool system. Very cool. And you may notice it's not crashing. Well, that's because I fixed the script and I made it so it looks like, because this was I made it so it's the same thing. It's a set script, so we have two separate duplication scripts, right? Two separate. And the reason why that other one was so small is I'm pretty sure, yeah, we were just making a cube. That's why it was so small. That's also why, if we go into here, we don't actually need a starting cube. But the problem with that is we also can't have a monkey. We have big monkey, no more monkey. It's a tragedy, I know. That's why I did this thing. This thing here. This is cool. It's cool. It's really cool. Okay? And then we have, of course, the deletion script, so we don't need it to delete all objects. It's cool, man. It's really cool. You have to believe me. It's so very cool that we're gonna move on to the next one almost immediately. That's just the way it works. Right. Okay. This is the file mover. Right. What it does is, it's not a file mover. Well, it is. It takes a file, renames said file, and then it duplicates that file. Yeah, it just duplicates the renamed file once it's renamed to another folder, and yeah, so you end up with like multiple copies. But it's cool and it's nice and it's compact and I love it. So we compile this. Now, no, I am using, so here we have subpanel that's connected to this. This is temp. It's connected to the temp operator. That is the execute label. Execute order 66. What's that a reference from? I forgot if it's offensive. Oh dear. Change name. We've got this in a column for this. Note this goes to all three of these because scene data is a thing. Select file, relocate. Now these are they're string properties, but we're using the dir path, which basically means we can do cool things like actually select a file path like this. So we want to select this, and I have faith in this. I have a lot of faith in this now. And we want to relocate it here. Now we want to rename that to It Works. OG, oh my, something like that. And now, see, it's pretty cool. It's really nice. It's really simple. So what it's doing, it's taking this, it's taking this, it's taking this, it's updating them to variables, and then we're running the script. It's just updating them from the properties. We're getting get properties. We're printing before and after. Why are we printing before? It was for debugging purposes. It's really useful with the print script. It's insanely useful. Just the print command is so good for things. What's over there, the boy? And this is the script. It looks a little bit difficult, but it's not. So here we have those variables where I'm just setting them to here so I can learn from them more. We're importing this because easy BPY covers some things, but it's mainly just BPY and not having to type it. Okay, so I did this a little bit weird, honestly. Because there's no way to get this or add, I believe it's that one to your string. It will automatically default to that one, meaning you can't like do a path thing. There's a node where you can join two paths together. Can't do that. Not possible. Not possible, sadly. So what I did here is does the things. I'll give you an example if I can find my console, but I can't. It's my cut. Why does this never open when I want it to open? Here we go. Okay, rework. So I was trying to open the console for whatever reason. Sometimes it's just a pain. So here, okay. So we have our renaming. What it does is it has the start. It does these things. Okay, it basically reconstructs it so it's the renaming file path, and then renames it, meaning it remakes the file. I don't know. It's a bit confusing. It splits. Okay, 0 equals like the head bit, so everything up to the file name, it deletes the file name, and vice versa. Thus, you have this. So this is making a rename. So this is after renaming, which as you can see, or like start file / hey, that would be it. Indeed. And we have print rename path to. What is rename path to? It's this plus. So we get this and we get this, right? No, this doesn't have a thing there. This doesn't, it's not possible. Just not possible. Don't know why. Print old folder and then it just relocates. Okay, it works. It's confusing, but it works. And then once we're done all of this, we then just do we set these to this. I use these. It just works. When it comes to blend Python, this is saying just get away with what you can, and everything will be okay. Yeah, it moves them, and as you saw, it moves them in the file thing. Like that this thing here, hey doesn't exist anymore. There's no such thing as hey. If we try to do that, it won't work. It should spit up an error. It should spit up an error. Oh So that's why you don't want to use Alt P when you're using this thing, because it will hate you. So as you can see, we're in a little bit of a predicament. Oh, it's gone. Okay, well, good. My problems are gone. I feel great. amazing. And it's like, this is not connected to random G. So let's just go to find something that would be absolutely great. How about that?
Just hold me tight. I won't let you go. I won't let you go. Not this time. Hold me tight. I won't let you go. I won't let you go. Not this time.
Oh, boy golly gee, the video is unavailable. Are you ready? You better be ready. Okay, enough of that. I have a time schedule limit. Okay, ready? My anxiety is building. Anyways, this is the thing. This is the thing. It moves files around. It's pretty dope. You get this kind of output here. You get these things. You set your settings. You click this. It moves the thing. Okay, it moves the thing. You want a demonstration? I'll show you now. Okay, so you want rename? No, it works the same for everything. Every single thing. You take this. You move it here, and then you go boop. Hey, it did work. There's no file output, but if I change it and then I move that, it will move. See, it moved, and if we go here and we rename this, my anxiety right now is just. I'm trying to do before people women. We never do this, and it works the same for reading. Okay. Why doesn't it work? It's not meant to at the moment. Set that. Go here. Freaking rename. See, it renames. Okay, and then we can move all of that to that file. Okay, it's really cool. It works for every single one of these, depending on your all check button. Okay, you do have to set a few directories, but it works, and that is. Now, okay, right? So let's dive on in. I'm not gonna show you at the end. I'm just gonna go through the notes, through all the notes, every single one of these.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so to start, we have this panel. Okay, this panel is the main panel, as you can see by its name. It's this thing. It has a pop-up and a button input. So a pop-over is, as you saw there, it just pops it. It just pops it up, and then it pops up a panel, and you don't need it to be shortcut only, but if you don't have a shortcut only, then it's going to pop up anyway, and it's going to be a bit of a pain because you have like two of the same panels, but if having shortcut only is better. Okay, these are set to these buttons. These correspond to these operators here, right? For each of these operators, we have a thing. We'll go over that, but layout first, right? It's just a column. In the column goes these things, and for this we have an icon, and we can change the icon. Look, we're gonna change it to the circle. Pretty lit, and now what? Look, it's a circle now. So cool. It works the same for stuck. Damn it! I really can heck. Oh, works the same for every single thing that you do. Pretty cool. Okay, got it down. Good. So that's our pop-up, right? We also have our settings, right? Our setting panel. This is our setting panel, right? As you can see by our header here, it has setting. This is a sub panel. It houses all of our settings down to the naming conventions, and then our naming convention settings are right here. I do so believe. Yeah. Control H to do that. See? Oh, you can't spam. Damn. You've noticed these things here. These are portals. Portals are really cool. It means instead of copy and pasting this a lot, you can just put it into that little bean. Very nice bean right there. And then just out it just anywhere. And there's multiple outs, so you can like make an amazing like squid. I don't know. spider instead of having all the spaghetti, all of it. And as you can see, different things do different things. So we're gonna go over this. No, this is the check variable. Oh, we have a box. It does this. Why is it set to run? In case I want to have more cheekbones, obviously, because then I can just build them up and have more. It's quite fun. And then it just goes into here, right? And that sets all check. All check is when you do stuff with it here. On all check, that it sets variable check, and then it prints it, so we can see it. As you can see, if we go over here, and then we go over here, and if, where is anything? As you can see, it prints it right here, right here. You saw that? Yeah. Of course you did. Of course you did. You revised. Does the thing. It's cool. Okay, it does the thing. And then over here, we're just doing this. Why are we doing this? These properties sit here. There's that one's a file, that one, and that one a DII path, and all the rest are just single strings. And then all check is a boolean, and it corresponds to these things. But in variables, we only have one boolean, everything else is a string. Yes. And then we have this. So this is directories. This is our two-path input. Remember, when you see this, it's just me going in here and saying, I want interface, and then it will come up in the interface. Wow, amazing. Anyway, moving on, because time. This allows us to do this really cool thing where it changes the icon and it enables the thing. Now, how do you do that, I wonder? Well, you see, we have these out things. So for this one, for our label, we have this. Now, these are switch nodes. They're pretty self-explanatory. They switch between two sets of data based on your boolean, in which case our boolean is, I believe, yeah, it's all check. So it's just the raw data from it, right? And then we put it in, and then it goes up here, right? So, brief explanation. If green equal true, then set string select folder. If green equal false, set string select file. Correct? Right. Because when it's true, we want it to do all, and when it's false, we want it to only do a single one. Okay, that's the way all check works. Haha. Same kind of thing here, because as I mentioned, you want the thing. You want a single thing to load, a single thing to be done when it's false, and all of it to be done when it's true. Thus we have this thing, and it's printed. It's just inverting the boolean, so then this equals true when this equals false, right? Nice and simple. It gives us a nice output, and I'll explain this now. This is for debugging, right? Debugging. It looks complex, not really. All it is, it's a list of run operators corresponding to different operators, right? And then via those operators, do different things. So for instance, if we just turn on for print, which it is, we should only get the outputs for the inverted and true boolean. Yeah, see? It has that. And as you can see, it's going through not inverted equals false, inverted equals true, and it's vice versa for this thing. Okay, got it? Good. This is just for printing, right? It's just for printing, like all the properties. This one here was because check wasn't working, but then I realized a boolean into a string makes it a string and makes it not work, so then I just changed it back to a boolean and now it works. Explanation over. Good. This, you know what it does? It just takes a boolean, this bit here, takes a boolean and inverts it. So when this equals true, this equals false, and vice versa. We saw it, like, right here. Amazing. Sorry, I'm rushing, I know I am, but I don't want to have another 40-minute thing and lose all the value from it, like I did before. This here, naming conventions, it's a box, and in the box is free text inputs, and it's in its own subpanel, so you can close it at your will if you don't like it. Although, I like it. Okay. On to the operators. Scripts take a long while to explain. So for the operators, I'm using a set, but that's because this has failed me so many times. I can't be bothered doing an update because it might fail me as well. Though this would probably work if you can update this to an update. You just have this as an update node instead of an operator going into each of the variables. But this seems to work, and it gives you this tree, this really cool tree, and I like the really cool tree. It's like a bouncy ball. See, doing. So these just set all of the things to the variable, all properties to every variable. And it really does. See, and you get a nice candy cane. Okay. So, as I was mentioning before, we only have 3 main buttons for this, and then everything else is decided on all check, apart from your settings, which you set manually, right? So, the way I'm doing this is I'm just going to say copy. This is for debugging, right? Taking copy and putting it through an if-else statement with the condition of check, and if check is true, then again, we run all, and if it's false, we run 1. No? Right? And I'm just doing that for move and rename as well. What is that there? It's not. And then for, say, 1 copy, and for both of these, there's a separate operator, which means it runs the script, and then it prints, right? Yes, very nice. Why am I doing it? It looks nice. It looks more compact than having just a giant list of stuff. But you can't. It's up to you. Up to your preference. Up to your preference. And then, once it does the script, I'm just printing another thing for debugging that just prints info about that thing. It just says that like it's done. And again, there's all copy for that. And so on and so forth. Got it. You understand? You understand? I understand. Right? It just is the thing. This run, print, and it's got the report. Hey, you go back in the video like an hour and you'll find it. And I have already showed you how it works, so let's get in with the scripts and get over with this. We'll do this first. Okay, so remember, these things, they're variables. It's easier to put variables into a script than it is properties. That's why I have that set variable. That set thing that sets all of these to variables. Just so I can use them in the script nice and easily. Okay, so here, the way this works is you take your source, okay, and you have your destination, and then it basically says put source in destination. That's it. That's it. So we have our source, we have our destination. Remember, these are all set. They're all set in these settings. And these are things. So you can do the thing. You can do the things. You can like name this Epic Games. Epic Games. Do that. We'll get to file extension, and file end is pretty explanatory. It's basically what it puts at the end of the file. Yeah. So nice and simple. Very nice. It's relaxing. On to move. So the way move works is it's like copy, but you need the end bit from your source to also be, you need your file name on both paths, right? So all you need to do for it is apply your file from file to your toPath. And to do that, I use reusable variable to split this path, right? This means you get a head. Oh, I forgot to mention. I probably should because it's not in there. I went through and did all of this stuff for this already, okay? So even though there's not much documentation, I went through all of this and did it. So anyway, a split, this is what it does. It takes your, where's my split? Where? Oh, it's somewhere. Oh, good. Here it is, right? It takes your string. I forgot what string this is, but I think it's like the main one. Yeah. It takes your path and it splits it. So into its head and the tail. And note, if there is text, like txt, it will also put it there. Very nice indeed. Okay, so again, we're taking the tail, we're playing it to dst, right, which means that this will work, and as you saw, it does. It does. But so copy copies a file over, right? It won't copy it more than once. Moves it from one file to the next. Note, if it already exists in said file, it will just kind of just delete it, or like overwrite. Yeah, it will overwrite it. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Also, because we're only doing one, I'm using a file because it makes sense to only use one file if you're just doing one. And then when we switch to all, which you will see soon, I switch to from folder instead of from file. It's the same here, right? So if you switch to none or check, it won't only, but it will highlight and indentate or unindentate this, which is file name, specifying you need to use a file, and it will also say select file. And then if you go to folder or all check, it will say select folder and that. Note, there is a weird glitch thing where you can select that, but it won't do anything because it won't. So just pick your thing and it will be fine. Okay, yep, got it, good. Okay, so this is for renaming. Way renaming works is you take your old name, note it's a path, so you'll have your path plus your name. Cool? Yeah, cool. Plus your name with your new name, which is also connected to a path. So it looks something like, is it here? Do cut if it's not. Yeah, here it is. Kind of. Yeah, so if you look at the long names, don't worry about the short, that doesn't work. That's just it's just like this bit. And don't worry about that, the double thing either, it's fine. Everything's okay. You need 2 of these, that's the input. So to reconstruct that, what I did is using the variable, I split the old name, got the tail, no, got the head of it. I plus this because else it won't work. It just won't. Trust me, it won't. And then I plussed in, new, and into it, right? And then this is for debugging. Do I try? Do I dare risk it? Do I dare risk it? I'ma risk it. I'ma risk it for no biscuits. 1, do that. Oh, I can't speak. Yeah. You do gotta make sure that these actually exist. Like, cause I renamed, it's not there. Yeah, I could just, I can just do that. Do that, just so we can see the debugging purposes. So again, it's going through making new name, and then we're using this format to do the renaming. Okay, now on to all. Right, we have the thing. We now have the extension variable. Now the extension variable, it's just a list with, say, whatever extensions you want with it. An extension is like .txt, which is what we're using for this. And we have file list. So file list, if it means file name, we're going for file name and file name in this lists this. So this lists our from folder, every single file in there. And then we've got an if statement connected, I guess, to that. Yeah. That says if any file name ends with our extension, which is .txt, and then this basically says, I know it says 4, but yeah, it depends. So for any of them, Yeah. So, and then it just appends it to a list. So if there is any found, it just appends it to list. And then for here, we're just doing a for loop for it, because again, you need a for loop for like all the files that end with your extension. So we're going for file in file list. We're appending it to rf reusable file, and then you'll see this equation a lot, and it makes it better if I explain it now. Again, these print for debugging, as you saw with the rename one, but I ain't printing them because you kind of saw it already. It just prints a list for every file. Okay, yeah. So we have file name. Why am I assigning it to this when I could just do this? There was a reason when I was doing it in script, but then I don't need to do that anymore. Let's see if I can find the reason actually. Yeah, because when in script you need to use this, but with Serpens it automatically does that, which is oh so nice and oh so handy, and I love it. You need to do that. So that's why I'm doing that. So anyway, this here, right? Do note this is a folder, so we don't have a file, so we don't need to split it to get it. You can do that though. You can, but then if you split, then you need to use that, because it will get rid of that. But because we're not splitting it, we can do that and it's fine. So this basically says, it remakes it. It remakes your, so you know how we did it with the one copy? Where's one copy? One copy, where we have this, because this is a file name, right? It constructs file, it constructs file names. Now it just constructs the long file names, okay, for this, right? And then this is reusable, I think I've gone over this. And then it's just this, it's the same format thing that we use for the thing being copy one, right? Where we have our file and we have our destination, and then it copies our file to our destination. This is move. Again, for this you need we essentially need two of these, because we also need one for the DST, because we're also updating the DST. Else it won't move it. It will just copy it, I believe. It will probably output an error saying use shuntle copy, do it. So again, same equation, very nice, very nice. Why is this here? Because we're doing reusable variable too. So again, this and this, they're just like folder things, so they don't have a file name, and then we're just appending the file name that we get from file list right there, and it's the same file listing that we explained in copy all. And then this, which I went over probably 0 times. Okay, Dark Souls boss, let's do it. I call this the Dark Souls boss because it's just got this equation here. And that. Let's open up my code area. Note, I have a tutorial on how to make one of these. But we're just gonna use this as like a test script and go through all of the scripts, all of them. And I have nothing set up, so this is a fun experiment. Okay, ready? We're doing the thing again, part 52 of me trying to work out stuff. So we're just gonna go down this list I made, right, in this in scripts, starting with, annoyingly, this. So you put this in the directory that you find when you make, say, a preset starting area, like the My Code area, which I do have an add-on on. So it's a bit of script, right? It's just a bit of script. And you want to have this bit. I'm at least 80% sure. As long as you have this, it will run your things. But don't forget to register. So a persistent means I'm just taking a wild guess, but I think it persists. Do I have my Python tools? I don't. What a hay bale I am. Anyway, it's in like window, and then you go like here, and then you should get a bit of Python code. Copy that out over here, or you can do it in here, in the sandbox. No, this is called this, but it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. This must do something. I'm assuming this loads all the handlers, or depends it for when you open Blender. That must be what persistent does. What do they do? Who knows? Okay, that's the first one. It may be badly explained, but it's a startup thing. Also, BPY equals to Blender Python. I don't need to do this, but I'm going to. So these are all the file movement things. I know we went over file movement, but like, just in case, these are all of the ones, I'm pretty sure. So, where do we start? You want to input these things. It just tells you what it does. Okay, it just tells you. So let's get all the annoying ones out of the way. Okay. So you have like I guess a skeleton, I would call it. I once called it a sandwich. You have your BL. It means you have your info. This is where it specifies your add-on. So like if you look at add-ons, right, just this one, it's these things here, the description, the location, all of that good juicy stuff, right? Of course you want to import after you've done that. Specify your classes, more info. This here is how you do a custom variable in this. It ain't too bad now that I think about it, but finding this, yeah, you set your default, you can do your min-max, all of that good juicy stuff, all of that. These are just custom variables over here, right? Okay. That's like the label, ID name. ID names are useful, but they're also a bit of a pain because sometimes they don't work. You use them down in the registers thing down here. Here you have your bit of script, right? Your bit of script, it will do this, and then I should be using the custom variables. Yeah, as you can see, self. Self means I am in the script. Yes, I am. You may say I'm not, but I am. This is a panel, so to the panel. Oh boy, that's amazing. And then over here, it's just a thing. It runs this operator, as you can see by the ID. Here it is. Miss ID, meaning it will do that. And then the register, I'm just using the old way of registering, where you just write it out, and then it will do it. Note, I'm missing like that name equals stoof. I think it was here. Yeah, this. And like name equals name. Something. I'm missing that, but it's fine. Gets the main point across. I have more documentation on that if you need. Now for the fun stuff, thank goodness. Right, this is collection stuff, right? So this goes through a hierarchy and applies different things to all of them. Note, you can make this much smaller, but this is what it does. Note, this is the keyframes I have set up. Okay, and let's see what it does. It's just, oh no. And now they are all gone. Why are they gone? Well, did a cool thing. Why is it doing that? We haven't assigned empties. So these is not gonna work. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. For this, we're just assigning some variables. These are things in offset, so for each one it does it a bit slower, meaning you can get a nice fade effect here, like this little pyramid rocket shit we have here. Nice wee rocket. So here we're assigning this collection, which is here, to cubes. And then for x and cubes, no, whatever you set this x to, you can use to define the whole collection's objects, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool, pretty nice. So this is location, we're setting it to that, and then we're keyframing that location. No, you have to use the right data path. Doing the same thing with scale. Note, I am using offset here because I have a +1 for every instance, I guess so, for that. And then just keyframing. Whoa, such fun. That's it. That's all you really need to remember. This is this, an offset, and this. You don't need frame change or that. It's pretty it's a nice amount of script. And now we have an array. Oh boy. Are you excited? I'm not. Oh, I am. Right, so this is the same principle as the node array, but it's nicer. It's nice. It's just using two formulas, right? And that's just saying. We don't need to do that. We can just press that, and the computer will crash while it loads in these cubes. It's just doing this, and then we have a gap of 2. But like a proper gap would be 2.2. And then doing that, it was like now we have a gap. Yeah, much nicer gap. This is kind of what the set variable is meant to do. As in, you can do this. Have it look like that. Yeah. So again, setting the variables. Gap equals this. X. Y. You have to do these before you use them, else it's gonna give you a syntax error. It's just this, and then it's embedding this, meaning if I got this right, it will run this, and then it will run this. Yeah, it will run this. So like if this was 1, you'd get, I guess, like this, but if this was 2, you'd get this, based on, of course, these variables here. That's how I would explain it. And I think that's it. I think that covers every single thing. Note, I did do a game of life thing, but I just copied all of this. Okay, I gotta be honest here, I just copied this. It's the same for the cloud stuff I did. Just copied it. I will learn the cloud stuff though. I will. Cloud stuff I'm referring to is this. It's where you assign the movement of cubes to a driver. In this case, this here arrow. See, and you get this cool looking particle, like kind of infection thing. As you can see. It is keyframe, so it should work. Yeah, it's nice. It's really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So I will learn it. It's just a bit of a pain. Not really. The only real pain is these. This is just an expression, which I need math. Yeah. But yeah, that's really just it, you know? Really it. And I have stopped recording.
finally awake.